Hi there, in this short video clip today I want to look at the identification of anions. Translating it into English, I've got 5 test tubes containing things. How do I know what they contain? So let's get straight on with it. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 solutions in those test tubes. There's the solution, there's solution 2, there's solution 3, there's solution 4, and there's solution 5. Let's call them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got 5 solutions there, and I want to test. I'm looking for a decent pen. Okay. If I suspect solution 1 contains the carbonate anion, I add hydrochloric acid and it starts to fizz and it liberates carbon dioxide gas. I'll do a test for that soon. The next solution, suppose I think it contains a sulfate. I think it contains a sulfate anion. What I do is I add barium chloride solution, BaCl2, and if it's got a sulfate present, I get a white precipitate. I know it's blue on this board. I get a solid white precipitate because what's happened is it's formed barium sulfate. The next solution, suppose I think I've got a chloride, a solution of silver chloride. If I add silver, I think I've got a chloride. What happens is I add silver nitrate to that, AgNO3, and I get a precipitate of silver chloride, which is white. So if I think that is a solution containing a chloride, I add silver nitrate and I get a white precipitate of silver chloride. If I thought it was a bromide, exactly the same as the previous halide, I add a bromide to silver nitrate, and if it's a bromide, I get a cream precipitate of silver bromide. I get a cream precipitate of the bromide, and finally, if it is an iodide anion, I add it to silver nitrate and I get a yellow precipitate of silver iodide, and that's all there is. How do I know I've got carbon dioxide? I would simply have a bung, and let me clear that, a bung, and I bubble that gas through a solution of lime water, which is sodium a dilute solution of calcium hydroxide, and it changes it to a precipitate of calcium carbonate, and I'd get a white precipitate of calcium carbonate. CO2, pass it through lime water, and it turns it turbid. Milky is an alternative word. So that's it. Let me just go through what I've said there today. It's quite a lot to take on. Test for a carbonate. CO3 2 minus, add hydrochloric acid, lime water, turns milky. Next one, test for a sulfate, add barium chloride solution, and you get a white precipitate, and that white precipitate is a barium sulfate. What was the test for a chloride and a bromide and an iodide? I simply add silver nitrate, silver nitrate, silver nitrate, and if I've got a chloride, I get a white precipitate, and if it's a bromide, I get a cream precipitate, PPT, and if it's an iodide, I get a yellow precipitate of silver chloride, of silver bromide, of silver iodide, precipitate, precipitate, precipitate. And that's it. Speak to you soon.